This is Carson Edwards from the Boston Celtics, and you're listening to the Boiler Breakdown podcast hosted by Tanner Lee, Evan Webb, and Andrew Eiler.
And that is Boston Celtics guard Carson Edwards coming off his career high in the NBA the other night. Forget how many points. What did he have?
18 points.
18 points in 16 minutes or something like that.
Yep.
So finally got some minutes and took advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think he followed up with the game against my Bulls. I think he only had like 6 points, something like that. But hey, he's getting playing time.
I will say one thing I like about Carson Edwards. Well, I like many things about Carson Edwards, but one thing I like that he's carried on to with him to the NBA is he still likes tweets of doubters and haters, which reminds me. I remember when he liked one of my tweets. I bashed him when his freshman year, freshman year. Yes, freshman year. Sweet 16 game against Kansas, he did not have a very good game. I tweeted something like Carson Edwards needs to see the pine, and a couple months later, I woke up one morning to, oh, cool, Carson Edwards liked my tweet. I saw the tweet. Oh, that's not cool at all. But
we can thank you for his motivation.
Yeah, I gave him some motivation. I was just helping Boiler Nation out there. So. But if you're joining us for the first time listening, first time watching, I'm Tanner Lee, along with my co-host Evan Webb, other co-host Andrew Eiler. I don't know if he's going to be on tonight. If so, probably a little later. He's, actually working. So
yeah, doing important stuff.
Big boy job. Webby, Friday night wasn't too fun to watch as the Boilers got beat pretty handily by the Wolverines, 70-53.
Yeah, it was a game that obviously we'll talk about it here in a second, but the news about Sasha not being able to play with COVID, and now he's out for the next couple of games, it was kind of a, crap. It was already going to be a tough game. Michigan's playing about as well as anybody in the country, maybe except for Baylor and Gonzaga, because those people are just on a whole different level right now. But, they're up there with them, and it was going to take, an absolute best shot to beat them, and now you take out, the Big Ten's, leader in three-point percentage. And definitely, I think a guy that, even surprised me a little bit just how much we missed him. I think sometimes we take him for granted. It's like, oh, he's just a shooter. But you kind of forget, how much he spaces out the floor with the defense, paying attention to him. It's not like it's definitely not the Carson effect that we saw with Carson. But, people pay attention to him. And not having him definitely hurt. You could tell our offense just struggled. You're not going to beat anybody in the Big Ten, only scoring 53 points at home, especially at home. I think that was probably the most frustrating thing was even though Michigan was the better team, it just sucks losing by double digits at home. I think that was what I was just more the most frustrated about. Not that, we had no fans, but it always sucks losing on your home court.
Yeah, Michigan, that's 2 in a row. They won a Mackey. First opponent I can remember in at least quite a while to win back-to-back years in Mackey. It's been a while for a Big Ten foe. But I was impressed by the way Michigan moves the ball around.
Oh, yeah.
Their ball movement's superb.
They play like an old team because they
do, and they are an old team.
Yeah.
Them and Wisconsin are the 2 oldest in the conference. And then on defense, they just didn't let us get open looks behind 3-point range. So
yeah, we had a little run there where we were consistently getting to the hoop. I think on the kind of left side of the lane, and that was working. But they adjust and things happen. But yeah, we just couldn't hit much. Travion was taken out of the game a little bit. Yeah, it was not a fun game to watch. Which was sucked because if you looked at it and hey, if you would have learned that we shut down Hunter Dickinson and Wagner, I'd have thought we had a pretty good shot, but it was everybody else was.
Yeah, Livers went off. He always hurts us.
Won't be sad to see him go.
No. There's a couple guys in the Big Ten outside of the Candy Stripes that I'm actually really pleased that they're seniors or juniors that are going to probably jump pro. So I'm ready for a couple other guys around the conference to get out of here. But Michigan's become one of those teams I just don't like to play. I just don't look forward to it.
Yeah, they're definitely a matchup problem. Of course, I'd say that. And last year we about beat them in their home court, but it took Travion going Superman, and that was kind of IT's emergence onto the scene. Kind of looking at the box score here. Isaiah Livers was 7 of 14 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, and he played 39 minutes. It's
pretty efficient.
Yeah, he had 10 rebounds. Only 2 guys scored in double figures for them, but they just had a lot of guys doing a lot of different things. It was him and Eli Brooks, the only 2 in double figures, and you had a couple guys with 8, 5, 6, 4, 4, and Whereas you had two guys in double figures with Travion and Jaden, but Travion had to got 14 points off 19 shots. He also had double-double, but it definitely was not his best game. Jaden was 3 of 14 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. He was 6 of 7 from the free throw line, which is nice to see. But I mean, as a whole, we were 2 of 12 from 3 as a team, which is, I mean, aside from the Michigan State game, we're not going to win many games shooting that poorly from 3.
It was ugly. The fan of me is kind of disappointed they're not playing this week just because it gives me something to do. But I'm glad the guys are getting a rest, much needed rest after playing 4 games in 8 days.
And now you have a chance to get some practices in and adjust to life without Sasha for the time being. So I'm sure Coach Painter and Shrewsbury are going to draw up an offense to play off Hunter or Ivy, whoever it may be. We could definitely this break is well needed.
A lot of Big Ten teams have breaks right now because the schedule's so screwed up. We don't have a Big Ten game till tomorrow night, and then I think there's only 4 this week, and then there's more this weekend. But there's not many this week at all.
No.
Some teams like Indiana doesn't play at all. They were supposed to play once on Saturday against Michigan, so that now their next game is against Illinois on Tuesday. I haven't heard of Michigan State Rutgers not being on, so I'm guessing they're going to finally make a return to the court Thursday night.
I think Dane Fife was the person within their coaching staff that had it. So that's interesting.
Yeah,
I saw on Twitter. Who knows if it's true or not? But
no, Izzo had it a while back.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing interesting about this Purdue scenario. It's kind of become public knowledge that most of the team and the staff, if not everybody else except Sasha, has had it. So they're really trying to bubble Sasha in this year. And of course, you can do everything right, and then the virus is still going to find a way. So,
and you throw in the fact that classes just started up, so you bring in, 30,000 kids back, probably not all of them back to campus who have been, Lord knows where over winter break. There was a massive spike. We saw the football team right after Thanksgiving, and it is what it is. Just the virus is a lot smarter than us. It sucks it happens now, but hopefully he doesn't have any bad side effects from it moving forward. Hopefully he can kind of bounce back, and who knows how long it's going to take him to get in game shape again if he has to quarantine for 17 days. That's it's going to take him out pretty quickly.
And it sounds like he might have been quarantining before Friday. So I don't know what day exactly, but just follow him on Twitter. He's going stir crazy. He even put an Instagram story out there. He goes, he admitted he's getting pretty bored. So
buckle up.
Yep, he's got a little ways to go, but it'll be nice to get him back in uniform, get him back on the court, and because COVID's stirring up the Big Ten race. Now your leader in the clubhouse, Michigan, they're paused for 2 weeks. Who knows what they're going to look like when they come back? They could be out of shape by then.
Yeah, it's
a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what the Big Ten's going to do. I'm not sure if we mentioned on here before, but I know in your other podcast that you've talked about it, and I know we talked about at least the 3 of us kind of on our group text is I can't see the Big Ten tournament happening. I think you could use that as a week for makeup games. I saw someone talk about you could use it as like a big AAU type event, or just all the teams are playing on 3 different courts or something like that, which would be wild. But I don't know how do you pick a Big Ten winner if 2 teams are close, but one team has played 3 or 4 less games, but they have a better winning percentage? I have no idea. I'm glad I don't have to make that decision.
Yeah,
but it's weird. And then throw in, I know I've mentioned before, but tournaments or NCAA tournament seeding. I don't know how you take those into effect of the teams played. I think there's supposed to be a minimum. I think it's only 13 games or something like that.
It's pretty low minimum.
It's a team who plays maybe 15 games versus a team that's played 22. What? And I don't know how you're gonna look at that.
I'm guessing the eyeball test is going to be more important than ever this year. But it's tough. I don't know. And going back to the Big Ten, Big Ten can't really, all of a sudden you're supposed to play 20 games. They can't say, okay, we're going to play 16. You can't take teams you already have down on the books to play off.
Right.
I don't know. I do think if we keep seeing delays in certain programs within the Big Ten, say this happens to us again on one of our opponents' side, maybe we do finally schedule a Ball State and Evansville, somebody, so we can keep our legs going. And
Mhm.
because we have another break here in a couple weeks where we only play one game during the week. I don't
Really?
remember. Yeah, because this week should have been Ohio State and Minnesota.
That's right. Yep.
So everything kind of got moved around, and
We,
I don't know.
we never talked about the Ohio State game, did we?
We did not. No, that seems like forever ago. And it was only a week ago. Yeah, it was one of those games where it was kind of back and forth. But I got to be honest, when Purdue was down 5 with 2 minutes left, I was almost pretty much surrendering and waving the white flag. But there's a reason you don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a game where I felt like every time we got close, Ohio State had an answer. I mean, especially we weren't shooting the ball that well for the most part throughout the game, and then but then I think we ended 3 of 3 from 3 to end the game. Between Sasha had one, and obviously Jaden had the dagger at the end, which was so cool to watch, so cool to see. For a kid who's been struggling to find his shot since coming back from injury, he definitely needed that one.
Yeah, he did. Would really like to see him get his 3-point shooting to become a little more consistent. Hopefully it does eventually, but love the way that kid drives. He's fearless. We've compared him to Carson Edwards before. I think he's just going to continue to get better and better. He was the Big Ten Freshman of the Week, which Purdue's the first team ever to have 4 different freshmen be Big Ten Freshman of the Week. Fingers crossed that Ethan Morton some week can come through and make it 5. That'd be pretty awesome. But,
if we have 5, I mean, you can almost guarantee that never gets broken. I mean, that'd be tough to break. It's going to be tough to break 4, but let alone, it's hard to play 5 freshmen consistently.
I know we say it a lot, and I titled this episode, but the future's bright. It is bright. If you're not excited as a Purdue basketball fan, something's wrong with you. You need to check your pulse.
Especially with the fact that you're watching this team right now, and kind of, at least at this point, I think we're overachieving a bit to what we thought. And I never would have thought we would sweep Ohio State, winning on the road against Michigan State, on the road against Indiana. Granted, both teams probably aren't as good as we thought they might be this year. I think we're like 5th right now in the Big Ten. I think maybe.
I believe so.
And I said at the beginning of the year, kind of in our preseason show, that I was hoping just top half, and we're sitting pretty right now. I think we're kind of as of right now. I think we're pretty safely in the tournament, aside from barring a major collapse, which I know we were kind of talking. If we was making the tournament, that'd be awesome. But I know Lenardi came out with his latest bracketology, and we were a 6 seed, which was awesome. I was expecting.
Yep, I'd take it right now, no questions asked.
But yeah, it's been. I mean, it's weird because we're technically, if we don't play all 20, we're halfway through the Big Ten season. But I feel like we're so much farther into it than we are. Even though it is a shorter season, like we've played less games now than we would, up to this point in most years. But it just feels like the season's taken so long. It's weird.
It's an exhausting season from a fan standpoint, and you got to think, well, if we think it's exhausting, we can't imagine the coaches and the players who are getting tested every day and going through all this stuff and watching all their movements. But from a fan standpoint, like I was telling my dad the other day, it's really weird. Like I've been really enjoying watching this Purdue team play, especially late, but I'm also ready for the season to be over. It's really weird because I just. And who knows? Maybe we can't have fans next year, but I'm just in hope that we can at least get close to normal again in Mackey. And just because college basketball, I don't know if you've experienced this, but I'm having a really difficult time watching teams outside of the Big Ten play. Like Louisville Duke was on the other day. Yeah, I didn't even have any interest watching any of it. And even sometimes in the Big Ten, when it's not Purdue, I don't care to watch. I don't know. Years past, I'd be like dialed into the TV, ready to go. But just something without the fans when it's not Purdue's really, really bothered me.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think you definitely notice it more than any other sport that we've watched. Aside from college football, you notice it, but it wasn't that noticeable. Same with the NFL. I mean, obviously some fans are allowed in the NFL, but it didn't really. I mean, the bubble for the NBA was cool. I thought it just a cool concept. I mean, baseball, it was only weird when, they'd show, like, if someone was hitting a home run, you'd see the whole stadium and it would just be empty. That was weird, but for the most part, you didn't really notice. Certainly when the sports played outside, you don't really notice because they can pipe in a little bit of noise and it sounds all right. But when you're indoors, it just sounds weird. But I definitely haven't watched as much as I normally would. I've watched some, but yeah, I would agree. It's been a little weird to not be invested. And it also could, I don't know, it could just be, maybe it has something to do with the fact that the normal powerhouses aren't what they normally.
That's true.
Like Duke's not is garbage right now.
Yep.
I don't think Carolina's really anything special. I haven't really been paying attention to them. Villanova's been shut down for a long time.
Kentucky stinks.
Yeah, Kentucky stinks. I'm not going to stay up to watch a Gonzaga game right now.
No, and when they're playing teams like Pacific, there's no reason to watch.
You're walking through there, and Big 12 basketball bores me for some reason.
It's good. I mean, it's a good conference this year, but I'm with you.
Kansas sucks. To Kansas standards. So it's going to be weird watching the tournament and not knowing a lot about a lot of different teams. And maybe this will be the year I finally win a bracket pool because I'm not going to.
It's funny. One of my dad's friends, he texts my dad and I almost every day because he's bigger into NFL and MLB are the sports he watches the most, but he bets on all kinds. So he always wants my dad and I's input. And a lot of times he'll send us a match of college basketball. I'm like, I have no idea. I just guess a score because I'm like, I haven't seen either of these two teams play.
I just realized the other day, or I think it might have been your other podcast, they're talking about, I didn't realize St. Louis was ranked. And I was like,
25th.
Hold the phone. Like, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
It's just been weird, but.
It definitely has, but it is what it is. I mean, hopefully, like we've said many times, hopefully this is the only season we got to worry about it. And come November, things are a lot better, and we can get fans back in Mackey because it would have been rocking Friday night. That would have been nuts. So
the buzz would have been stupid before the game.
I mean, it would have been at least 5 points towards Purdue, just in the crowd environment itself. But another big one coming up Saturday night, the Golden Gophers, who are off this whole week as well, coming into Mackey. They're coming off a surprising loss at home to Maryland. Maryland's probably got the 3 best road wins in the Big Ten, and that's their lone 3 Big Ten wins. They're really hard to figure out. So is a lot of the Big Ten. But Minnesota, I think, is kind of overachieved a little bit. Marcus Carr, of course, is a phenomenal scorer. And then they got, goodness, what's their big guy's name?
The transfer, isn't he?
I can picture him in my head, and I can't think of his name right now. But I do know that's going to be the matchup between him and Williams on Saturday. I want to say it was Robbins.
That sounds right.
Robbins, I think. If Trey gets in foul trouble early, we could be in trouble on this one. So hopefully Trey gets him in foul trouble. But I'm guessing Eric Hunter Jr. is going to be guarding Marcus Carr would be my guess.
Right. It's Liam Robbins.
Liam Robbins, yeah. So they're definitely surprising the Big Ten, but we better buckle up because it's probably going to be a good game. Whenever we play them in Mackey, weird things happen. It's usually a pretty good game. Sometimes it goes into 3 or 4 overtimes. Yeah,
last year was the Sasha shot to see, or to kind of was it last year was the double overtime game where Sasha hit a big shot, I think, to hit a big 3 to put us in the lead or tie it or something.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Year before we were way down and came back.
Yeah. Because last year's game I was driving for work and I had to listen to it on the radio, and listening to Kliz and Blackman was entertaining.
I wasn't at that one either. That's what I was trying to recall. I remember back when we were in school in 2014, we had like a triple or quadruple overtime game. I think it was triple overtime.
Yeah.
I remember not making that one because of the weather. We had bad weather. We didn't even have class that day. But it's always a good game at Mackey for some reason against those guys. But let's go ahead and predict a round of games real quick.
All right.
If I can get some up on my phone. Yeah, we got 2 tomorrow night. The Red Hot and Indian Lions of Penn State are at Ohio State tomorrow night.
Yeah, Ohio State's an 8-point favorite. I mean, Penn State, they've won 2 in a row. But I think Ohio State's a good team. I mean, the fact that we swept them is pretty phenomenal. But I think Ohio State wins double digits.
I agree. I think Ohio State's just better. It is interesting on Lenardi's bracketology. Penn State's a bubble team now.
Wow.
They're
it shows you
the next 4 out.
It just shows you just what a quality win in the Big Ten can do for your resume.
Sure. Good point. Wisconsin at Maryland.
Interesting. Got Wisconsin's 3-point favorite. I'm still not a big believer in this Wisconsin team. I mean, they're starting to
slide a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, they're old, so maybe that'll down the stretch that might benefit them. I don't really know much about Maryland, but I think Wisconsin gets it. I think they cover, but not by much.
I agree. I think Wisconsin one's a tight one. I just feel like they need this one right now. I mean, Maryland definitely needs it if they want to make a run at the tournament. But like I said, Maryland's better on the road for some reason.
Yeah.
So, Michigan was originally supposed to play Penn State tomorrow, but that game's, of course, postponed, and Penn State's playing Ohio State instead. Thursday night, Michigan State at Rutgers as of right now.
Rutgers coming off a big win over the weekend against
Much-needed win.
They win at Indiana. I mean, I think that's their first win since playing us.
Yeah, it was.
So they just come to Indiana and they'll win. Man, this is a tough one to pick. Because Michigan State's been sliding or has sliding. They've been off for a while.
They haven't played since we played them.
Wow. I think
that was 3 weeks ago, Friday, I believe.
I think I might take Rutgers.
I'm with you. I just don't know what Michigan State's going to look like not playing for almost 3 weeks. So Friday night, we got a really good one. Number 7, Iowa, at number 19, Illinois. These two teams do not like each other at all.
Ooh. Iowa looked awful against Indiana.
Yes, they did.
Like a 4-hour scoring drought, it felt like.
11 minutes, but it felt like 4 hours.
Fran just made stupid coaching decisions.
No, that's every game.
Fran, yeah. I mean, but then also look at Illinois, and Illinois has a tendency to get down big against even, lesser opponents. So, I mean, if Iowa comes out hot, ooh, boy.
And I think they will. I have a feeling they're going to hit everything inside for tonight.
I'm going to pick Illinois in this one. Just to be different, I figure you're probably going to pick Iowa.
I will. Last night on my other podcast, I picked Illinois, but I'm switching on this one.
Okay. So. Yeah, it's going to be good. I hope it's a good game. That's one I'll probably try and tune in for.
Yeah, because there's probably going to be a fight.
Yeah, and that's the game. This is a game, too, that would be just absolutely nuts with fans. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is two teams battling for, if Illinois wins, they're dead even with Iowa in the standings. So you have Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois all right there, all chasing Michigan. So it's going to be.
And if Iowa wins with ease, Illinois could fall out of the top 25.
Yeah, which is weird.
Wild.
Yeah.
Saturday, there was 2 games postponed: Michigan, Indiana, Penn State, Nebraska. So Penn State's playing. They're hosting Wisconsin.
I was going to say, I saw the Penn State game show up. It was mine. They're not postponed, but I forgot they were supposed to play Nebraska.
Yeah, they were both their teams this week. They're not playing who they were supposed to. They're playing other teams. So.
Wisconsin, Penn State, Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin in that one.
I do too. I think Wisconsin gets too much needed wins. I could see 2 dogfights though. But Penn State's gonna bruise you up, and they're gonna shoot a lot of threes.
Mm-hmm.
And then our Boilers are on the nightcap Saturday night. It's kind of nice to have a Saturday night game.
Yeah.
7:30. Number 21 Minnesota comes in with their 11-5 record.
I mean, I'm going with the Boilers, obviously.
Yep.
I think it's just like we were talking about. It's gonna be a close one. I'm guessing 66-62 is my final score.
I'll go 70-65.
Okay.
So, then Sunday we got 2 games: Michigan State at Ohio State.
I could see Ohio State running away with this one.
I got Sparty going 0-2 this week, and all of a sudden they're on the outside looking into the tournament. Yeah. And then Rutgers at Northwestern.
When's the last time Northwestern played?
Over the weekend.
Oh, they did.
They've woke up. They're not good anymore.
I thought they hadn't played in a while.
Illinois kind of broke their spirit that one night when Illinois came back from like 17 down.
I'm gonna go Rutgers. I think they win by 8+.
I think they won by. Yeah, I'm gonna go double digits even. I just don't think Northwestern's very good.
Yeah,
but yeah, it'll be every week's interesting in the Big Ten. It's wild, and it's whenever I think somebody's gonna win, they lose. When I think somebody's gonna lose, they win. I'm just like this is why I don't bet on the Big Ten this year. It's like I'm just giving money to Vegas. So
I think Purdue should just wear black jerseys for the rest of the year because we had that.
The grays didn't work.
Grays did not work at all.
When's the last time we wore white jerseys? So we wore gold on Christmas.
You're right. So yeah,
Maryland.
it was before Christmas.
We wore white against Notre. Did we wear white against Notre Dame, or did we wear black against Notre Dame?
I think we wore white against Notre Dame.
Okay.
I think so.
It's been a long time.
They wore white. We were supposed to wear white against Penn State, but then
Yep.
the refs decided that white and gray were too close for some stupid reason. But whatever.
Well, why did Penn State pack gray? They should have packed the navy blues.
I mean, yeah, I think I don't know how they all works, but I would assume the home team picks what they're going to wear, and the road team will just bring whatever they want. I'm assuming Purdue probably told them, "Hey, we're wearing white."
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. So, but any other thoughts or basketball news or anything I'm forgetting?
It was nice to see Edie. He's had a nice little couple games. Dunked on EJ Liddell's head, which was awesome to see. But I think he's definitely looking a lot more confident. He's finishing a little bit better at the rim, doing better defensively. I feel like he hasn't gotten into foul trouble the last couple of games as quickly as he's prone to. So I think the game's definitely slowing down for him, which is awesome. Especially considering, I mean, obviously we know the story of not playing basketball all that long. The fact that he's able to accelerate like this in terms of his just getting better is pretty cool to watch. I mean, Wheeler at Ohio State had some, obviously I know people are dogging him on his offense, which is justified, definitely. But I think he's done everything else really well. He's played defense pretty well, had some a couple hustle plays, made a smart, when Painter told someone to foul, he jumped right on it when at Ohio State, and he caught the rebound and instinctively just threw it up in the air. So I've been pretty impressed with him last couple games.
He's really taken on the role of coming off the bench really well. I mean, he could have been really mad and frustrated about it, and his play could have diminished, but it's done the opposite, really.
Yep. I'd like to see Hunter get going a little bit more. I feel like he's been struggling a little bit. Gillis hasn't really been. He fouled out against Ohio State. Did he foul against Ohio State? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't play. He only played 16 minutes that game. Didn't even get a shot up. 1 rebound, 1 turnover. So that was it. Newman's been, I think he's definitely kind of hitting.
He's still struggling on defense, and he really struggles with turnovers at times. He struggles handling the ball at times, but he was our only guy who could hit a 3 the other night. So. Right.
But yeah, I've definitely been impressed so far with what we've seen, and hopefully we can hopefully we just don't go into a little skid here with Sasha being out. So we'll see how they respond.
I still think we need about 5 more wins to feel really, really comfortable. So I think that's like the magic number in my head. So why don't you let us know what the fine folks over at Mad Mushroom are up to?
Absolutely. Pulled up here. Happy to let you guys know that the Boiler Breakdown is brought to you by Mad Mushroom, serving Boilermakers since 1993. Mad Mushroom is located in the heart of West Lafayette and is well known as the home of the original cheese sticks. Whenever we like to visit, we like to sit down and have a nice cold beer while trying out their latest pizza of the month, which January is the keto-friendly crustless pizza bowl. It's got their traditional cheese sauce with your choices of up to 3 toppings, covered in mozzarella cheese and baked together in a bowl. Crustless Pizza Bowl is available in 2 sizes and starts at $9.99. And next time you're in town, stop in and tell them Boiler Breakdown sent you for $5 off any order over $20. And if you're a Boiler Breakdown listener, you can also use the coupon code BREAK5. That's all caps BREAK number 5 for $5 off any order over to claim your discount online. Find them at madmushroom.com. Mad Mushroom, feed your head.
I could go for some cheese sticks right now. And some pizza. And some grinders. And some wings. Give me the Boiler Breakdown combo. I'm making up my own combo. I'm hungry. So, well, Webby, do you want to play some Guess the Boiler? I thought we might have a little short podcast. I was hoping Andrew might join us too, but I asked you before we start recording if you were a game, so I got some ready for you. I'll let you choose for the first one. Do you want basketball or football?
I'm gonna warm up with football.
All right.
Set the bar low.
All right.
So is this? I guess what's the bat? Is it post 2000?
It's like always. The players. I got to think which one I want here. Okay.
All right. Did they play offense?
Nope.
Defender. Hold on, write this down.
Always interested in the strategy.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd be very good at this game. I've never been on the opposing side, so I've always been the moderator. So,
did they play for one coach
No.
throughout their tenure? Okay. Were they recruited by Tiller?
Yes.
Crap. Okay. I'm trying to remember right now. Okay, now I've got to find out who the crossover guys were.
It tests your memory because,
Yeah.
now the crossover guys, that's, 11 years ago, 11, 12,
Yeah.
or 10, 11,
Yeah.
12.
Let's see here. I can just go by position at this point.
If you were our buddy Aaron Lynch, you just start throwing out names.
Did he touch the ball? Did he play more under Hope than Tiller?
No.
Okay. Oh boy. I'm getting less and less confident. Was he a defensive lineman?
Yes.
I got 5 left. My memory is crap tonight trying to figure out defensive linemen from that era.
I was like, yeah, that was a good one because I think you really kind of narrowed it down in a sense.
I did, but I don't know who it is. That's the problem. I'm trying to think. Oh my God, this is gonna be bad. It's gonna be like Sandy Martucci all over again, where I'm just not even gonna be able to guess anybody. Whew. I'm glad I started with this one because I'll warm up the brain a little bit. Did he play in the NFL?
Yes, and that I was waiting for that question. That's what I was like, you need to guess that. You need to guess that question.
So he played more under Tiller. NFL. I have a guess, but I don't know if he played under Anthony Spencer.
No, good guess though.
Did he play under Hope?
No.
So that's what I thought. I think he did.
He graduated in 2006, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, was All-American that year. First round pick by the Cowboys.
No, that guy.
I feel like it's on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah, I know.
Like
Yeah,
you're close.
I'm just trying to I feel like the guys I'm thinking of were they didn't play for Hope, but they were right there at the end. They were one of Tiller's last few years. So I've got a guy, but he didn't even finish his career at Purdue. I'm gonna be so mad.
I will let you know he finished his career at Purdue. That's all. I'll take that guy out of the equation.
Yeah, it's not Ray Edwards.
No.
Oh God, the fact that he plays in the NFL is what making me mad because I know I'm gonna hate myself. Oh my God! Let me know when my time's gonna run up. I got three left.
Yeah.
He played under Hope mostly.
Played under Tiller mostly.
Right. Yeah, the guy I was thinking of in my head played under Tiller, played under Hope mostly. Defensive lineman. Oh my God.
You're gonna kick yourself.
I'm going to kick myself because it's the fact they play in the NFL. I'm like, there's not that many. Let's be honest. Oh God. I can't think of defensive. Was he an end?
Yes, he was a defensive end. He's part of the den of defensive ends.
It's not Kerrigan, is it?
No.
I said no, it's not. Because he played under. I was at least get that one obvious one out of the way. Otherwise, I'm gonna be mad.
One left. One guess left.
This guy, I don't think he played under Hope at all, but Averill, he didn't play under Hope.
Nope. Mike Neal.
I wasn't even thinking about him.
Second round pick by the Packers.
I didn't realize he was an end. I was thinking he was a tackle.
He might have been defensive tackle now. Think about it, yeah. I think you're right. I think he was a D tackle. Crap.
That's all right. I was not even thinking about him. I kept going back to the three guys I kept going back to were Kerrigan, KK, and Averill. And I was like, I know KK and Kerrigan were all under Hope. Was Kerrigan was he a Tiller recruit?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yep. Played 2 years for each.
Okay. I was like, I feel like, obviously I remember him mostly under the Hope recruit. But I was like, did he play like 3 years for Hope? And
yep. I'll have to go back and look in my 100 things Boilermaker Purdue fans need to know and do before they die book, because he listed in a defensive ends. I'll have to see if Neal was on that list or not. So
I could have swore he was a tackle.
Was that?
I could have swore he was a tackle.
I think he definitely got drafted as one. I think.
Yes, I think he definitely played it in the NFL. But
yeah, which anybody listening to this podcast, I recommend going to get that book if you haven't already. It's a good one. All right, let's give you one basketball one now.
All right.
Player. Yep, got my player ready. Okay.
Did he play for Katy?
Yes.
I worded that wrong. Dang it. He also played for Painter.
No.
Okay. So I was like, that's not going to really.
I was like, he's going to have to eliminate another one.
Did he play in the NBA?
No.
No, that really narrows it down. If he did, that'll help me. Yeah. No NBA. Post 2000 on, correct?
Yeah.
God, this is not going to be good. I'm awful early 2000s.
I mean, we were pretty young in the Katy era, so it is pretty difficult.
Did he come to Purdue out of high school?
Yes.
Dang it. Eliminates Willie Dean.
I almost put Willie Dean in as one.
Yeah, he was a JUCO, which I think he was he JUCO or he transferred
to Boston College?
Yeah, out of high school.
Actually came in as a walk-on transfer originally.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Was he considered a big?
He was a forward, so
okay.
Yeah, I think he played the 4 mostly, maybe a little 3, but he was mainly a 4.
Okay.
Got confidence in you.
Did he play all 4 years at Purdue?
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't help me, but eliminates Melvin Buckley. I know that.
Yep.
Played the 4 or the forward all 4 years. Zions already had him.
4 guesses left.
Didn't play in the NBA. Trying to think of those early 2000 teams, and I'm just like all I'm thinking of is guards. It's my problem. Did he play in the tournament majority of his career, or more than 2 years?
No.
Okay. I don't know why I asked that. Didn't really help me all that much. I'm drawing.
He either only played in 1 or none. I don't remember.
Okay.
I think he played in 1. think. Tournament, I think.
Brett Busher.
Hey, you got it with the guy's jersey number with 3 left.
I was trying to think. I was like, man, I don't remember. I don't remember what I was like. I know he. So I think, okay, you probably played on Katie's last couple teams that were just crappy. But maybe like I know like we made it in what 2002 we made it or 2002 2003.
2003 was the Final Four. Yeah, we lost to Texas. I think he was on that team. I don't.
Okay, I think so too.
He was a 4-star recruit, and Duke offered him.
Yeah,
he was a big get.
Yeah, I think I remember there was a game against Michigan State at home. I remember my dad and I got picked to go sit behind the bench, and I think he either made a big shot or missed a big shot, or I can't remember in that game, but it was wild to be that close.
I remember going to one of those Gene Katie father-son camps, and my dad and I were talking to Kenneth Lowe, and my dad was asking about Busher, and he said Busher would get so nervous before every game he'd throw up. Every single game.
It's crazy.
He just couldn't calm his nerves. So
wow.
He knew the potential was there. I'll give
Where's
you one.
Where's he from?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I'll give you another one. Basketball or football?
Basketball.
All right. Okay.
Save the football for Eiler.
Okay, I got the player. Then we'll wrap things up after this.
All right. Did he play for one coach?
Yes.
Okay. Was that Coach Painter?
Yes.
All right. Did he play in the NBA?
No.
No NBA. Narrows it down. I'm gonna go out of this one. I'm gonna keep going. Did he stay all 4 years?
Yes.
4 years. Was he considered a big man?
No.
Okay, so more of a guard.
Yep.
Okay. We got 5 left. Lewis Jackson.
No. I guess so.
Did he play with the Baby Boilers at all?
Yes.
Okay. Keaton Grant.
Look at this guy. He's on fire. He got both of them with 3 questions.
Kissimmee, Florida.
Yep. Team MVP his sophomore year with the Baby Boilers. He was a good one.
Yeah, he was Kramer's class. That's right.
Yep.
Definitely, I think when you look back, definitely a guy who's underappreciated for what he did because he was a good defender. His sophomore year when the Baby Boilers came in, he was lights out. If I remember correctly, from 3. Definitely was probably a big part of bringing those guys along with Kramer. It was. I really like Keaton.
Absolutely. And speaking of Chris Kramer, I usually don't like to plug other Purdue podcasts on our podcast, but Raphael Davis has a cool new podcast called the Boiler Up Podcast, and he had Chris Kramer on. It was just uploaded today. I really recommend going to give that a listen. You can give a subscribe to because he has good Purdue guests on every week. And Chris was on for about 45 minutes, and it was a really fun listen and brought back some great memories. So.
That's a cool one just because it's Ray, a former player, talking with former players, and especially if he gets a player that also played for Painter, they definitely have that connection there. And I mean, even he did a post game after the Indiana game with AJ Guyton.
Yep,
it was cool just to 2 different eras. Obviously Guyton came from the Bob Knight, Gene Katie era. Talking with Ray, who definitely did not have as many fun games probably in a Purdue uniform against Indiana as because I know there's a couple bad ones there.
Yes.
Saw.
Yes,
that was a pretty cool one to listen to, just the different perspectives.
It was a fun listen between these guys because I won't spoil anything for anybody, but they were so similar in the way they played in college, kind of. And
from a very similar area. I mean, in terms of like Fort Wayne, Huntington, they're not too far apart. Defense minded.
A lot of similarities, so it was pretty neat to hear. And it was neat to hear Chris get into his recruiting detail or his recruitment detail too, because He was a heck of a football player too. I don't know if many people know that or remember that. I mean, he was
a baseball player too. He was a good baseball player.
He was good. I mean, just all around good athlete. So, and he's still having a good career over in Jerusalem right now. So,
I forgot that's where he was.
Yep, that's where he is now. Still, I mean, he's made a heck of a living playing basketball.
Yeah, I mean, he's outlasted some of his teammates. I mean,
sure has.
So,
and he's crazy. Had stayed healthy. So I think his knee, I think it was 2 years ago now, went out. But up until then, he had stayed pretty healthy for the most part, as far as like major surgeries or anything. But the Boiler Breakdown podcast is brought to you by Webb's Family Pharmacy. Webb's Family Pharmacy is an independently owned community pharmacy with stores located in Rochester, Akron, and North Manchester, Indiana. Webb's is happy to announce that they are providing flu shots by appointment right in your car. Still important to get your flu shots right now. Simply call to set up an appointment, and their friendly and caring staff will be happy to help you. For all of your high-quality medical equipment, supplies, and pharmacy services, check out www.webrx.com or give them a call. Webb's Family Pharmacy, professional pharmacy with a hometown touch. And lastly, the reoccurring sponsor this year of the Boiler Breakdown podcast is Schroff Landscaping Nurseries. Schroff Landscaping has been in business for over 50 years and can handle all of your landscaping needs, including landscape design, maintenance, irrigation, hardscaping, cleanup, and they are licensed lawn applicators. Contact them today for all of your landscaping needs at 574-223-2769. Schroff Landscaping, design with you in mind. And both of those businesses are boiler owned and operated, just like we like it. So, any final thoughts, Webby?
I mean, it's weird to think about, but supposedly spring football is supposed to be starting here within a month.
Yeah, February 19th.
Wild.
23-year-old Aussie punter now.
Yeah, we did. I mean, it's crazy to see how many of those guys are starting to come over now. Like, I feel like there's quite a few. I think I just saw Ohio State picked up a commitment from an Aussie punter. And what's even crazier is that, I mean, I know that ours in particular, he's only been punting since 2020.
Yeah, so they must have raw just talent, and I'm thinking rugby kicker right away. Kicker.
I mean, it's weird because he's never played an organized game of football. So I mean,
never been to the Midwest.
Let me tell you, boy, the winners are gonna suck.
What I would tell if I was a teammate, well, the warmest part on campus on a windy day is under the math building, under the tunnels. So walk past there sleeveless. You'll warm up right away.
Shorts and t-shirt, mid-January, you'll be fine. It's perfect.
Have an umbrella over your head when it's raining, walking by there. It won't snap. We promise.
It's got heaters. It's fine.
Windiest freaking place in the Midwest, that damn tunnel by the map.
When you see those machines going out through, when they're getting off the ice, they're warming the sidewalk for you. They're not polishing the ice to make it 10 times slipper. God, yeah, God bless them. But
take one of those lawn boards on the ice.
But it's gonna be cool. I mean, it's gonna be weird. I mean, assuming we have fans, he'll be the first time at least playing American football in front of fans, so that'll be pretty cool for him. But I mean, he's excited, so it's gonna be cool to see. And I mean, obviously, we're still playing the grad transfer market with everything going on. I mean, who knows? I mean, especially with these new transfer rules that are potentially coming out. I mean, I feel like this class is not going to be done until summertime and before fall camp.
I will say I'm surprised so far, and it could change that we haven't had more names in the portal.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, and most of the guys who opted out are back. So
yep, or the guys that maybe we had questions about, would they be back? Would they not be back? They basically had until this last week to finalize that because classes started back up, so we know who's back and who's not, who's moving on to the draft or whatever it may be. I mean, new defensive. I feel like the defensive staff is all set in stone. I'm getting more and more excited reading about these guys, especially the recruiting that could take place, especially here in the Midwest. It'll be. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yep, I'm interested to see if Aiden O'Connell's healthy enough for a quarterback competition.
Yeah,
because I don't know with his foot. I don't know how much it's healed. So, I mean, it would be awful for him if there is a competition. He's not part of it. If it's between Plummer and Burton and even Alimo. So we'll see. But Purdue always starts a little early, but 19th is really, really early.
It's usually always like the end of February.
It is. Yep.
Yep.
So they kind of bumped it up by a week. So they're probably they've probably already started, if they can. I don't know with COVID rules, with protocols, because in a normal year, if they were playing spring or if spring practice was starting on the 19th, they would have started 6 a.m. workouts by now. I don't know though. This year, I shouldn't assume things.
Yeah, you feel like we would have seen some sort of video.
True.
But again, with protocols, I mean, who knows? They may not want broadcasting that sort of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Who knows if some of these guys were even on campus for a while? With they might have left and gone home for winter break, and I don't blame them from being stuck on campus for that long with what the rigors of all the tests they had to do. Go home, see some family, especially given the situation.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting. I'm sure that probably had. Actually, no, they probably can't. I'd say they probably had to come back in quarantine, but I'm not sure you can. I mean, they got to go to class, so
yeah,
I'm not sure how that works. But
I'm guessing a lot of the athletes, and I don't have any knowledge of this. This is just my assumption. I'm guessing a lot of them have online classes more this year than they ever have, anyways. But I could be wrong. I'm sure there's some you have to go in person. I mean, I've always wondered, how did they do labs online?
Yeah.
Can you do labs? I have no idea. I should ask them.
I mean, we don't even know if labs are different this year. It's because of social distancing. I have no idea. I mean, everybody who listens to this one to chime in if you got a kid at Purdue and
or if there's any Purdue students who listen to this, for one, take your advantage of getting your coupon code at and two, let us know. I'd really like to know. So you can interact with us on Twitter and Instagram and give us a follow at Boiler Break Pod. You can like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and our Twitch channel, which hopefully we're going to do more with in the future. But I don't have anything else except let's boiler down, boiler up, hammer down. That's great. Boiler up, hammer down, and beat the Golden Gophers.
Yes, sir.